If you're watching this right now, I bet you anything the guy who collects owl beaks on your street is a liberal. We're going to talk about why right now. Let's go. All right, welcome back to Bakes on Things, and we got to cover this today, folks. We really do. This is kind of the only show where we break down political nonsense with a baseball bat made of common sense. I mean, there's lots of others, but a lot of times people aren't insulting commenters because they get these comments on their own posts. But listen, these are terrible comments. And today, oh, baby, are we going deep into the wild, the chaotic, the grammatically challenged world of the liberal commenter. Yes, on all social media you've seen it, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, they're all here and they're all typing in all caps and misspelling every word. Yes, I'm not talking about every liberal, but you know who I am talking about. The ones who type like their keyboard's on fire, the ones who type like they're in oven mitts. Let's go, they say. Well, here's the thing. We're calling you all out right now for not researching this election and trying to spread fear about Donald Trump, just like your leader, Mark Carney, is. Here's what you're usually seeing, right? You're scrolling through a political post. Maybe Polyev just mentioned cutting red tape or balancing a budget. Real radical stuff, right? And then suddenly, boom, you get all caps. Ooh, here comes the message. Pierre is Trump with glasses. You are, because we can't say your or you and RE. No, all races, but no T, because of course, why the T? First of all, thank you, Linda, for all your all caps manifesto. I mean, I'm definitely convinced now. Very subtle. Our ears are bleeding, and I didn't even hear it. I mean, I read it. Well done. I'm convinced. I must go back and get my ballot out of the box, and I must erase the pencil. Or you might get something like this: Maple MAGA! Go back to America! All caps, exclamation, exclamation. Okay, a couple things. It's America with an I, not America. It's also not a ketchup stain. Maple MAGA? What does that even mean, guys? I mean, you think Polyev's handing out free poutine and trucker hats at the border? They'll also say stuff like Pier, Pier, voted no on Tay bill to feed children. Yep, we don't know how to spell the anymore in our society, apparently, and children is spelled RIN. Yeah, because it also included $900 million in funding for a minister's podcast about diversity in cat yoga. But sure, he hates kids. You're right. Great analysis. Awesome. Just, you're doing great so far. You're doing great so far, Libs. And again, I'm not talking about all liberals. Some put very intelligent comments in, but unfortunately, it's fewer and further between as the days go by. Now, let's compare this with a typical conservative voter online. Typically calm, typically collected, typically sipping their Tim Hortons at home, doing whatever it is they need to do, saying things like, actually, the bill you're referencing allocated only 2% to school lunches, which is why he voted it down, and 98% of that went to bureaucratic expansion. Here's actually the link to the budget summary that talks about that. Holy shit. Facts. Wow. Punctuation. What is this sorcery? You know what conservative commenters don't do? They don't threaten people over lawn signs. They don't go around destroying people's lawn signs. They make their arguments in a civil way, typically. I mean, that's most of the ones I've seen. You can't argue that. Just look at the comments on my videos. Assume anyone who disagrees with them as a Russian bot. That's what liberals do. You're a bot, you bot. They misspelled Pierre in 4 different ways in just one sentence. One lady called him Pie Air, like literally P-I capital A-I-R. Like, lady, that's not a politician. That's literally a French cologne. What are you doing? Why are you typing it that way? Anyway, look, here's the all-time greatest hits from the liberal comment sections from my videos. And you can actually look these up. You don't have to tell me that I'm making it up because guess what? They came right from my comment section. Here's the first one, gold medalist. Here we go. Pierre wants to give parents more money for groceries. Okay, here I thought we were getting reasonable. Until I read, which means, all caps, he hates the poor. What? Silver medal. More of a word salad here. He is like Trump. Yes, W. But worst, not worse, worst, because Canada is not USA, but still same but different, with no RENT, but instead RNT, all caps and like 9 exclamation marks. Okay. Bronze medal goes, of course, to the dictator from Germany. You knew it was coming because it had to be in the comments somewhere. Any policy right of the NDP was going to cause one of these comments, all caps, literal fascism. This is dictator from Germany stuff. No, Brenda, he just wants fewer taxes on small business, not to invade Poland. But good try, though. Perhaps maybe check your spelling next time. Conservatives, meanwhile, are just out here being normal because normal discourse is kind of great in an election. Conservative voters just trying to talk about the cost of groceries or energy bills and the ability for our children to buy homes one day, and why our country feels like a university sociology class group project run by the guy who never shows up but still wants an A. Remember that guy? You did all the work, but hey, he got the A? Yeah, 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 that's the liberal. Listen, you'll hear conservatives say things like, I'd just like to keep a bit more of my paycheck, thank you. Maybe we shouldn't borrow another $130 billion from worldwide debt providers when the debt already looks like a 9-digit phone number. Is it too much to ask that we focus on, oh, I don't know, the economy and maybe being sovereign and independent? This is what the liberals claim to want, and yet they continue to take out debt from foreign adversaries. But liberals are no shouting, no flag emojis in their name, followed by 14 exclamation marks, just reason. So, look, let's wrap this up because it's not every liberal, and we know that. Every conservative person knows that not every liberal is like that. I have many conservative or many liberal friends, sorry, that make very valid arguments, and it's nice to debate with them. But right now, we also have one side topic talking in Comic Sans hysteria with a spell check setting clearly stuck in airplane mode, calling people fascists for liking balanced budgets, for example. And unfortunately, they're making the good liberal folks look really, really bad. And the other side is just asking, hey, can we maybe stop lighting money on fire? And maybe fix a infrastructure or two, build a pipeline or two, maybe kind of bring some money into the country rather than sending it out. But sure, liberal commenters, please put caps lock on and tell us more about how Pierre Poilievre is worse than Donald Trump because he wears glasses and doesn't like wealth redistribution by government Venmo apps. I mean, who actually knew fiscal responsibility was so triggering? Fiscal responsibility is getting people to type in all caps, misspell, and, as I said earlier, collect owl beaks. If Canada ever needed a national mental health day, just spend 10 minutes in the comments of my videos. You don't even need to go to Northern Perspective or Jasmine Lane or Moose on the Loose or The Pleb. Go into mine. You'll come out needing therapy just from mine. And I don't even have nearly the followers they do. You'll need a dictionary and a drink just to follow along. Look, happy Easter. Not all liberals are like this. I understand that. And for the liberals who do have some intelligence and do make intelligent arguments, please, this is not directed toward you. But if you do see this type of behavior online in the comments, perhaps pull that liberal aside and say, maybe don't. Maybe don't spell Pierre wrong. Maybe don't type all in caps. Maybe drop the Maple MAGA thing because it doesn't even make sense. Maybe stop calling him just like Trump when our own leader is a business person who doesn't talk to his wife, who never had political experience and continues to travel around touting his resume that includes nothing, because that actually is Trump 2.0, not Pierre. So maybe just help pull them back, because what you're doing in the last week of the election with 8 days remaining is embarrassing yourselves. And when you do that, a fence sitting voter is going to tip to the other side, which is fine with me because I voted conservative. So this is really just a message to you. Consider it a PSA, a public service announcement to the liberals. Thanks for watching. Happy Easter to those who celebrate. And if you don't, happy Sunday. Enjoy the day, and we'll see you tomorrow, Monday morning. Thanks for watching.